So the equation that I chose to write was y equals 4x squared minus 24x plus 28. And for now, we must divide negative 24x with 2. And then step 2 was a perfect square binomial. So now what I would be doing is, after dividing negative 24x with 2, I will get 12 and plug in 12 into this equation, which will be 4x minus 12 squared. And you must always remember to keep the square out of the brackets at all times. And now step 3, what I'll be doing is, uh, which is what one tiles are in the group. So we have the first group and we have the second group. So what we do here is we will get 144 because square root of 12 equals 144, because 12 squared is 144, and which is positive, and we also get negative 144 because we have to keep it even. And then 4 is simplified constant, which is 28 minus 144 equals negative 116. And then 5, what I did is a vertex form. Equation, which the vertex form is y equals ax minus h squared plus k. And I was able to, for my equation, I was able from standard form to vertex form, I was able to get y equals 4x minus 12 squared minus 116 from the work that I had done before. And over here I explain how I got this equation from standard form to vertex form. And now step 6 was where I had to expand and check to see if my work was correct. And what we have to do here is 4x, put it, and then 4x squared minus 24 plus 144 minus 116 to check if that equals 28, and it does equal 28, which is correct as before when I had it in standard form, so this equation is correct. So step 1 was divide the negative 24 by 2, which will give us negative 12. And step 2 was rearrange two perfect square binomials, which will give us 4x minus 12, and always remember to keep that square out of the bracket. And step 3 was we must square negative 12 squared, which negative 12 squared would equal 144, and the second one would be negative 144, as one must be positive and the other must be negative, because we want it to be the equal amount. And step 4 will be simplified constant, which will be 28 minus 144, which would give us negative 116. And now step 5 was now put it into a vertex form, which is y equals a x minus h squared plus k, and which will give us y equals 4x minus 12 squared minus 116. And step 6 was expand and check for the correct answer, and we were able to get 28. which is correct. So now after completing the work that I had done before, I will now be able to graph this relation, graph, graph these points on this graph. So our vertex is 3 and negative 116, and now the two x-intercepts are 5.693 and the second x-intercept is 0.3070, and our other points on the graph, which will be 6.841 and 0. And 120 is what I meant to say. 120.052. And the other one is negative 0.845 and 120.544. And now I'll be graphing this line, which is obviously not that good, but and this is for the equation of y equals 4x minus 12 squared minus 116. So now for minimum slash maximum value, I was able to get negative 116, and for vertex, it will be hk in brackets, which would equal to 3 and negative 116. And the y-intercept for on the graph would equal to 0 and 28. And the direction of the opening will obviously be upwards, it's opening upwards, so yeah. And then the axis of symmetry, what I got for this is x equals 3.